Well, hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Gerald Lewis. I'm a coach and a boat captain in Kentucky high school fishing. This video is going to be one bait specific, and what I'm going to talk about is swim baits, and it doesn't matter the size. I'm just going to go over the generalization of what I do with swim baits and how I use them. The one I've got for presentation, I'm going to lay it right here where you can zoom in on it, is a 2.8 Keitech. And this is a moon eye head, but you can use different styles. It doesn't have to be a moon eye, just whatever suits you the best. I like a variety of them, so I use different companies, and some days they'll hit one better than the other, but this was a moon eye, and I use this quite a bit, and I teach kids with it a lot. And it sinks good, it comes in good, and it comes in this way when you're reeling it. So it depends on the line tie, how you tie to it, or if you tie a loop knot, it'll change the action of the bait totally. I also dye the tail usually. I'll either do a quarter moon or a half moon, and sometimes they want the whole flat of the tail dyed. And here's the specific part of the bait itself. This is a pack of Keitechs. Now, there's a lot of different companies that make swim baits, and I use all different types of swim baits for my fishing. But what I wanted to go over is this particular bait here, and it doesn't matter the size. You can go up, down, whatever. But what I do with these baits is in the wintertime specifically, I'll get the boat 8 or 10 foot from the bank, and then I throw out into deep water. And I prefer to throw out in 40 to 50 foot of water. Let the bait sink by counting down 1001, 1002, right on down until I'll count to say 15. So that's generally 30 feet. And then I'll slow reel it back. And I'm using 5-pound or 6-pound line. And if you're in heavier cover, you might want to go to 8 or 10-pound line. But I usually go lighter. And the reason being, it helps it to sink faster, and it makes it less visual for the fish to see the line. So I've got a better chance of hookup. That technique works really well, and I've not told many people about this technique. As a matter of fact, we had a high school tournament today, and I told one of the girls that's on the team. We've got several girls and several boys. Well, she's been kind of struggling on the lake, so I gave her that pointer today, and she hooked several nice fish, but they just wouldn't hardly measure for a largemouth. They have to be 15 inches. Hers was not hardly 15 inches. And we think she may have hooked a big smallmouth, but it got off before they could get it up where they could really see it. But they knew it was a really good fish. And she hooked it like 30 or 40 foot deep. So she's got into some pretty good fish. But she had a good time, and she learned something. And I've told a lot of kids about this technique that I do. And I've told a lot of adults about it. And it's helped their fishing out. But this, I thought I'd let the cat out of the bag about how I use these type of baits. I'll get, like I said, I'll get close to the bank, and then I'll throw out into deep water and work it back. That technique will work all year long. It doesn't matter. It works all year long, especially if they're schooling out. And if you're the type of fisherman that doesn't use forward-facing sonar, this will work especially well for you, because it'll find groups of bass that are schooled up, and then once you find that specific area, and it may be the length of a football field, it could be 50 or 60 feet, and that's it. If those fish are schooled in that area, what I do is I'll stop, I'll put my trolling motor on spot lock, and I will fan cast all the way around the boat, and I find the specific area they're located in, and that's where I start presenting my bait. And you can, a lot of times, can catch a good limit of fish in one area just by using this technique. I thought I'd put out the video about this specifically, and as future videos come along, I'm going to go over different baits and different scenarios of how I use each one and why I do it. But I thought I would give that pointer to you, and I'm sure it'll help somebody out if they'll try it. I know before I end here, my uncle used to make a lot of baits and sold them. He made spinner baits and jigs and these grub heads and swim bait heads too. Well, he had a gentleman that come in that My uncle's a Vietnam veteran. Well, he had another Vietnam veteran that came in and was buying baits off of him like 2 or 3 times a year. Well, he come in and he told him he'd never caught a smallmouth over 18 or 19 inches. And he told him, he said he'd love to catch a 5-pounder. Well, he gave him this specific bait, and he said, if you'll throw this all day long, because he was going to Lake Cumberland, he said, you'll have a really good shot at catching a 5-pounder. Well, he went, and he come back, and he said, I didn't do any good with that bait. He said, well, I can tell you why you didn't do any good with it. He said, because you didn't use it probably no more than 10 minutes. He said, well, you're right, I didn't. I didn't even give it 5 minutes. He said, I told you to throw it all day and see what happens. Well, the next time he went back, he threw it all day. He had at least one 5-pounder that we know of because he told us about it. And then he had numerous smallmouth from 12 inches to 19 inches. So he had a heck of a day. He really enjoyed a day's fishing. So he learned a lot by simply focusing on that one bait for that time of year especially. Smallmouth love this bait. And so do Kentuckies or spots, whatever you like to call them. They'll really hit them, and you can really sack up on them if you can find them. And they do school quite a bit, so they're kind of easy to find with this bait. Well, hope that helps you out. Please like and subscribe, and I look forward to comments and any suggestions that you might want to give over baits that I might use. And in future videos, I will be presenting baits and showing you techniques while I'm on the water. Thank you again. Have a good day.